Oh boy, get a load of this one. We've got a compound fraction with trigonometric rationals. This is a real treat. Now, you may think I just made this up to torture you senselessly, but there is some actual purpose in this torture. It turns out this is going to be a useful technique to practice, because as we get into deeper and deeper trigonometric identities, I want you to be comfortable dealing with compound fractions, and especially the technique to make them simpler. Okay, and that technique, if you remember from past lessons, is called clear the denominators. Denominators within the fraction are what's causing me a big headache when I look at this thing. So I want to clear them out of here. And there's a type of crazy one that we can use to make this much, much easier. I mean, okay, backing up. One thing you could do is just add this together, right? Add this together, simplify, and then divide and all that. And eventually you would just get there by brute force. But one thing we can do looking at this is to identify what's really such a pain in the neck about this. It's these fractions. It's the divided bys within a fraction. So if I can somehow get rid of these things, then my life is going to be much, much easier. And the way you get rid of divided bys is using multiplies. So we've already identified what the problems are. It's cosines and sines. If I multiply by this crazy one, sine phi, cosine phi, and over here I have to do the same thing top and bottom, even though on the bottom, really the only thing I need is a sine phi, but I'm compelled to do cosine phi also because that's what I chose for the top. So I'm going to do sine phi, cos phi. And you'll see what happens as we take this crazy one here and multiply it against first the top left, then the top right, and then the bottom left, and then the bottom right. I'm going to write all those down here. Believe me, this is the shorter way to do it. And let's focus on top left. Okay, I'm going to put that one in purple here. I want to talk about this one right here. As you multiply -3 over sine cos times sine cos, see, it's going to cancel out the denominator. And all you have left is -3. Okay, moving on. Let's multiply it by this guy now. I've got a cos on the denominator and a cos right over here. When those multiply together, they cancel out. So I get this. I get plus 3 sine phi, and there was a sine phi left over, okay, from the multiplication. And coming down to the denominator, see, this is turning simple real fast. Let's use magenta for this guy. So 2 times sine cos is really not too hard. It's just going to be 2 sine phi cos phi. And what's the last color I want to choose? Orange. Okay, on this one right here, you see we have a sign in the denominator, so that's going to cancel out this sign right here. Okay, and that becomes, let's see, it's going to be cosine phi times cosine phi, and the signs canceled out. So this is really a whole lot better than that first one, and it's better than just brute forcing your way by adding the top, adding the bottom, then doing a keep flip change thing. So if I now summarize everything in one line, well, there's not a whole lot to say. I can turn the sine times sine into a sine squared. Okay, and on the bottom, well, not a whole lot on the bottom either. I guess I'm just going to turn cos times cos into cosine squared. Okay, almost didn't even need to write this, but this is how we deal with compound fractions. We find a crazy one and multiply it by every term in the compound fraction to clear the denominators.